8 most overrated NFL teams heading into the 2021 season. The NFL has had people that have been considered some of the big names in American sport activities in the rest of the world. These guys play for top teams in the entire league and are the most anticipated. However, are some of these teams overrated? Do people expect a little too much from them? All these questions will be answered in today's video. So far, the NFL has captured the hearts of many individuals in America. And as a fan of some of these big teams that are heading into the 2021 season, you need to be careful of what you expect from your team. Most times, we overrate our team without checking their stats or performance over the last league games. "You are what your record says you are" is a famous line from Bill Parcells. This line is usually thrown around whenever the NFL team's record legitimacy is questioned. However, you don't believe that most of these records are correct, do you? Over the years, we have developed a method that allows us to determine if an NFL team is overrated or just not good at all. And in this video, we will prove it to you. Before we begin, make sure to like and subscribe to our channel to enjoy other fantastic content. Like by clicking the big thumbs up, subscribe clicking the red rectangle button on your screen, and hit the notification button to be notified when we post a new video. You could also leave a comment so we know you are enjoying our video. Now enjoy the rest of the video. So here we are, the 8 most overrated NFL teams heading into the 2021 season. 1. Cleveland Browns. The Cleveland Browns were once picked in 2020 as an overrated team, but they were expected to bounce back in the pro seasons. However, we noticed that they had played us to the same beat in 2019. The Cleveland Browns were 8-3 and in a position to make the playoffs for the first time since 2020. But were they going to impress? If we recall what the former Pro Bowl wide receiver Brandon Marshall says about them, it went something like this: "They should be proud. They should be happy." When you think about the Cleveland Browns, they're synonymous with losing. A team that is synonymous with losing shouldn't pose a threat, but sometimes you shouldn't underestimate the power of luck that the Cleveland Browns operate with. At the start of the 2020 season, the Browns received a new upgrade to their team in head coach Kevin Stefanski, CB Donovan Olumba, Jadeveon Clowney, and other outstanding players in the NFL. We think the Cleveland Browns are overrated because their game plan doesn't get them the required wins. Yes, they sometimes win and lose sometimes, but their game schedule is so predictable. We hope they make changes to that very soon. 2. Pittsburgh Steelers. The Pittsburgh Steelers are another famous team in the NFL, and they are part of the NFL Blue Blood franchises, which means that they get a lot of primetime games. However, the Steelers haven't been living up to expectations because they haven't played in primetime since their Week 1 matchup against the Giants. If you watch the Steelers' games, you will notice that their game is also somewhat predictable. First, their offense has excellent points, but their scoring actions feels a boring marathon as Ben Roethlisberger dinks and dunks his way around the field. Their defense is excellent, but the NFL teams and great passers could exploit their aggressive style. A slight change to their formation and game style could make them more challenging. But for now, they take the spotlight in being overrated. 3. Tennessee Titans. The Tennessee Titans are another great NFL team that we hope is headed in the right direction this year. We have huge expectations for the Titans this year, after they went into the AFC Championship and made a name for themselves last year. However, this is a slight misconception here. Many NFL fans think that they are headed to this year's championship because they made the AFC title game last year. If you're one of these people, you would be surprised to know that you're plainly overrating the Titans. Here's why I think the Titans are overrated. First, they lost many of their key players due to the AFC Championship run in free agency, and these major losses held back the Titans from making any significant comeback in last year's Super Bowl. Second, they have a poor defense. After a successful 2019 season, I don't think it occurred to them to restructure their defense. They went on with the same defense patterns, and before long, we saw it get exposed. If the Titans could make a tweak to their defense and get a good quarterback and 3 extra wide receivers, they could make a good comeback in this 2021 season. 4. Tampa Bay Buccaneers. The Buccaneers had one of the greatest offseasons in NFL history. They had just landed the greatest quarterback at tight end in the same year. Tom Brady and Rob Gronkowski were added to a team already filled with defense-threatening and attacking weapons. Talk about making a formidable alliance. The team already has 2 long-range receivers in Mike Evans and Chris Godwin. They also have an outstanding tight end in O.J. Howards and Cameron Brate. They are currently headed by coach quarterback Bruce Arians, who was named the 12th head coach in franchise history on January 8, 2019. With these amazing additions, it is most likely that they would beat the first team on their Week 1 matchup and even go on to win the NFL championship. Hold on a minute there. You might want to take a new look at their decision of getting an already aging great quarterback. As we already know, Tom Brady is entering a new age. At the age of 43, it is only expected for Brady to show signs of regression. Also, tight end Gronkowski says that he's on his last leg since the 2018 season. Although the Buccaneers lack any visible major flaws, they're likely to expect a bigger game from other teams, making them highly overrated. 5. Dallas Cowboys. The Dallas Cowboys were one of the biggest teams headed into the 2021 NFL season. They had the third best odds that will get them the NFC title and a great schedule and tactical discipline for a great win. But didn't those expectations seem a little too much? And why did they have these extreme expectations on their necks? Well, the answer to these questions are relatively simple. First, in the 2020 season, fans thought that Mike McCarthy was a better fit for a coach and could make the Cowboys Super Bowl contenders in the place of Jason Garrett. Even after their performance last year, we don't still think that McCarthy is going to be a good fit for the team this season. Also, last season, the Cowboys didn't deliver any impressive feats that could make them top contenders for the 2021 season's NFC title. 6. The Los Angeles Chargers. The Los Angeles Chargers went from 12 wins in 2018 competition to 5 wins in 2019, while finishing last in the AFC games. They are currently one of the favorites to pick a rebound to glory in the 2021 season. Or what do you expect? With top-rated players like Melvin Ingram, Desmond King, Joey Bosa, and Chris Harris Jr., they also boasted of a great offense in Hunter Henry, Mike Williams, Justin Jackson, and other great stars. However, they still have a problem that might still hold them back this season, which is their quarterback position. They keep relying on Tyrod Taylor and Justin Herbert to successfully perform the duties of quarterback, even after their fails and losses last season. We have seen these two individuals lose form and coordination, even if they are great athletes in the NFL. 7. Kansas City Chiefs. The Kansas City Chiefs are another great team in the NFL, and even with the quarterback Patrick Mahomes II, they should be a formidable force this year. However, they never stood a chance even in last season's stint. He played behind a backup offensive line and against an elite pass rush. However, he also found himself under duress every time he dropped back in Super Bowl 50. Depending on someone like Mahomes could put a strain on the team's offense. Aside from that, the team needs to set up its defensive team to be more aggressive and rigid. But the offensive team is going to require a lot more work if they are going to win the Super Bowl or NFC this 2021 season. 8. Minnesota Vikings. The Vikings had an impressive rebound after the 2018-2019 NFC campaign. After a meandering campaign in the 2020 season, they still couldn't make anything out of the 2020 season. The Vikings have the position of being favorites to regain the top spot in 2021 NFC East, but they are more likely to still face the same problem they've had this year in the defensive area. They also need to prep up their offensive team after losing Kevin Stefanski to the Cleveland Browns. Even with a few touch-ups, the Vikings still look destined to disappoint in the NFC 2021 season. Even if these teams are overrated, there's still a likelihood for them to make the big Super Bowl or AFC games this year. Contenders like the Cleveland Browns, the Minnesota Vikings, and the Tennessee Titans could pose a threat to the other NFL teams this year. Once some reconsideration and rejuvenation to their existing teams has been made. However, they still are on the overrated list. We would like you to leave your comments down below about which team should or shouldn't be on this list. And if you like this video, don't forget to like and subscribe so that you don't miss out on any of our awesome content. That's all for us now. We'll see you in the next video.